Welcome you back to Black Sites tonight. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys should fire Mike McCarthy after a 47-9 embarrassing loss to the Lions. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. The Dallas Cowboys were utterly embarrassed at home once again, and it seems like a trend that is starting for the Cowboys. When you should play your best football is when you're at home. And Mike McCarthy's team is not stepping up. If you go back to the Green Bay loss, and they were blown out in a playoff game by a young Packers team, a team that the Cowboys should have beat and moved on in the playoffs. Then you come back home and you're destroyed by a New Orleans Saints team, which is 2-4 right now, losing 4 straight. Then you get blown out by the Baltimore Ravens, even though you made a comeback. Then you come back home once again and get utterly destroyed by a Lions team that you should have been up for, a team who was on the cusp of possibly going to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys look so far away from the Super Bowl compared to the Lions right now. It is utterly disgusting to watch. Mike McCarthy's team was not prepared. They looked like they didn't practice all week. Looked like they didn't have a game plan. Mike Zimmer's defense was terrible. Yes, you're missing Michael Parsons, Lawrence, and everybody else. But usually when you're missing players and you're playing at home, you usually play better football because you have the crowd behind you. But the Cowboys could not get their fans into the game. They were utterly dominated. Whatever the Lions pulled out, their bag of tricks, it worked today. And it seems like when the Cowboys are now playing at home, teams have no respect for them. They're coming in playing like that's their home field, and that's embarrassing to watch as a fan. And that's because of their head coach and their owner, Jerry Jones. Yes, he has spent money on Dak and CeeDee Lamb, but he's not filled out this roster properly to make Dallas a winner. He had a chance to bring in certain players on this roster, but he refused to do it. He refused to spend any money last summer. He thought that he could get by with the team that he has now, and that's not working. And this coach has proved to you over and over again, especially in the playoffs, that he can't take the next step. So if he can't take the next step, why is he still around? Other than him being a friend to Jerry Jones, someone who he can talk football with, someone he can drink a beer with, someone who he can invite over to the cookout. But it doesn't matter because this team is not winning. Do you actually think that he can pull this team together and possibly make the playoffs? When you got an up-and-coming Washington football team, you still have the Philadelphia Eagles, and you have the stagnant Dallas Cowboys who look like they're getting worse. Right now, it seems like they're injury-prone, and that's even worse. So where do you go? Dak has to step up. This is the reason why you gave him the contract, so he can go out and play exceptional games when you have injuries, when you have problems on the roster. And right now, that is not happening. The talk of the town is going to be how bad the Cowboys look. They look like a bottom quarter of the NFL, the way they looked yesterday. It's a long time since you've seen the Cowboys look as terrible on the field on all 3 phases of the game. Detroit looked like a Super Bowl bound team to the Cowboys. And Jerry Jones, who has probably the most value franchise in the NFL. You tell me he can't bring in better players to compete with the Lions, the Saints, the Ravens, the Packers. They're getting trounced at home. That should not be happening. And his quarterback is that good as Dak Prescott is supposed to be as good as Dak Prescott. He should come up with better games. They should at least be competitive, but they're not being competitive. And fans know that. Fans are spending big money for the Cowboys. When you go to Texas Stadium, it costs a lot of money for parking, food, seats, paraphernalia. Jerry Jones is making billions when it comes to selling all these different products of the Dallas Cowboys. But the product that you want most is a Super Bowl